What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to Transformers Tuesday here on your Totally Cool channel. And I'm Big Joe, taking you to another toy adventure back to Cybertron. And we are opening another Transformer today, none other than from the War for Cybertron trilogy toy line, the Deluxe Class WFC GS12 Greasepit. Now, this is, I think, a Partsformer. When I say Partsformer, okay, let me define that before we open him up. A Transformer is normally everything that's integrated into the body, and when you try to do it like a Rubik's Cube and it transforms into a vehicle or an alternate mode. A Partsformer, on the other hand, by definition, is that they're different parts, you pull them apart, and you put them together to form the alternate mode. So that's what I think this is. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong. It's not opened, as you can see, but let's get right down to it. Simple box. You've got the Transformer logo here, then you've got the War for Cybertron, and then you've got the glyphs, and then you've got Greasepit. Alright, so let's get our trusty pink cutter, and just better look at it before I slit myself. There we go. All right, nice and quick. Again, these toys that come in this packaging can be a little bit boring because you don't see them through a window. You don't know what you're getting, but that's what these reviews are for. So let's not prolong the agony. You don't have anything that says, oh, it takes so and so steps, but let's open them up. Yeah, I think I'm right. Oh, okay. Forget about what I said about Partsformers, because the color just pops. It's just like, woo! It just yells at you. So let's take him out. Take him out of the box. And then you've got your trusty manual. Let's see how many steps it takes to turn him into his alternate mode. Yep. Okay. There are 4 components to this guy. It takes about 11 steps for one, 12 steps for the other, another 16 for 2 of the other parts. So it's a pretty complicated Transformer for a deluxe class. Not too excited about this one. Just got thrown off by the color. Really amazing colorway. Looks like he's a garage or a ramp style something. But let's get right down to it, and let's free him up from his plastic prison. It's one of those things where he's got plastic ties keeping him in place. Really quick. Alright, there we go. Almost done. And he just jumps out, ready to be transformed, if that's what you would call it. Okay, this one's a little bit tougher. Might have to nick. There we go. Okay, one thing I don't like about this packaging and the plastic ties is that you're left with all of these. Alright? You can't use them again, so you gotta throw them out, and they make a mess. They make quite a mess. So let's just put it to the side. That way when we throw it away, it's not going to be a bother for anyone who's cleaning it. So now, let's get right down to Greasepit. Greasepit has got a nice Peacemaker kind of looking weapon here. It's 2 parts. It's got yellow, it's got red and white. Red and blue. Kind of like a Philippine flag. If you ask me. Yep, looks like Manny Pacquiao shorts when he fights. Yeah. yeah, it does look like Manny Pacquiao shorts. Used to. When he used to fight. So he's got a nice looking visage here. It's very chunky in the front. Very solid, very stable. But not very discernible hands. Okay, the hands look like they're fused together with the rest of the bot. And he's got parts really visible as like to say that he's a grease pit. Grease pit. He's like a garage. He's like a maintenance depot or a maintenance place for the Transformers or for the Autobots. He should actually be bigger. If he's a garage, he's gotta be bigger. He's supposed to be a base. He's supposed to be a place where all the other Autobots. Is he an Autobot? No, he's a Decepticon. Now that's weird. Why is that weird, guys? Because normally Decepticons come in very muted colors. Come in purple, gray, red, black. But this guy has the festive looking, red, the garish yellow, the nice popping blue. And then you've got the decals on all over. And then he's got a Decepticon logo on his arm. Pretty weird if you ask me. Pretty weird if you ask me. Now, he's a Partsformer. Like I said, that means you're going to have to remove or detach the arms and the legs and the torso to just turn him into a garage. We'll do a transformation video of him, so stay tuned for the episode after this one, because that's how we're trying to do it here in Transformers Tuesday, when we do the unboxing first and then we do transformation on the next episode, just so that we have a little bit of continuity. Now, going back to the color scheme, you've got yellow, red, and blue color scheme that matches his weapon. Now, this guy does not have a hand on this one, but I don't know if you're going to be able to use... Is there a hand? There's a hand on the left one. Okay, there's a left hand, but there's no right hand. So the weapon probably goes into the left hand. There we go. So it's a blaster. Yeah. Pardon me, it's cold season. Yep. Actually, it's influenza season. Anyway, alright. Okay. What else can I say about this guy? Okay, he's got a very interesting face. It doesn't really have the normal humanoid-looking face of the Transformers, where you got the two eyes. Although you have Optimus Prime and Soundwave, where they have kind of like a mask or a face cover. But Shockwave and Soundwave and a few others have this visor looking like Jazz. So his face looks like Jazz had a kid with Soundwave or Shockwave or some other. Yep, that's pretty weird. Why would I even mention that? Now, okay, here are already seeing portions of what looks like the Partsformer type thing here. I'm not going to get into that because that's for another video. But in the meantime, let's do a toy review. I know this is going to be very short because I don't really have much to say about this guy, except for the fact that I'm not a big fan of the Partsformers. I'm really a big fan of Transformers being just one big toy, and you move things around and they turn into something else, right? Now, Greasepit is somebody who I have no idea about. Okay, I don't know where he came up. I don't know where he was shown, whether it was an animation or what. I should have done a little bit more research for this video, but then again, what kind of name is Greasepit anyway, right? Although there have been a lot of other funky sounding names from the Transformers universe, but Greasepit is actually one of the top 20 that goes like, what the heck was that, right? But in perspective, putting things in perspective as a toy, let's do a toy review, all right? Start with first impression. Yes, the box, not doing it any favors, but the toy, the color scheme, the way the gray or the gray blends with the blue, the yellow, and the red, it's just perfect. I think the color scheme is perfect. When you open the box, you're like, wow, that's a nice looking bot, right? And then when he comes out, where he stands, pretty solid, but he's not gonna stand like that for good, right? He's meant to be something else. Playability, let's do that. Parts for I can't get over my bias over the Partsformers. I know they're a pretty good portion of the Transformers universe, but I'm just not a fan. Okay, so I'm hoping I'm not too biased about it. Shelf appeal, I think he's kind of forgettable. So what does he do? What is he? He's a garage. He's too small to be a garage. Can't even fit Soundwave. You can't even fit Jazz or whatever or some other. You can't even fit the Stunticons inside. If he's going to be a garage Greasepit, might as well make him big enough so that the Stunticons can actually dock and go in and get their repairs done on them in Greasepit. Kind of like a battle station, right? So why make him a, what is he, a deluxe class, a 6-inch figure? That's too small. I mean, you could have done better. You could have done better, Hasbro. Okay, let's do price point. Now, this is one of those things where you're like, yeah, he's not that expensive. Yep, but he's not that interesting too. So it's like, are you willing to spend 1,500 or 1,700 pesos for something as, middling as this guy? So it's like, it's better not to spend that money at all, right? So again, I hope I'm not being too negative about this review, but it is what it is. It's how I see the toy. So let's do a final toy review before I get my skin handed back to me by other Greasepit loyalists or fans. Is he not cool? Is he cool? Is he totally cool? Let me know what you think in the comments box. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if you think you're right. Let me know if you think something else. Let me know what you want to see in the comments box. But let me know what you think about this toy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think he's not cool. The color just can't make up for an itty bitty Partsformer. He's a garage. He's Greasepit. Might as well make him as big as, say, a Tripticon or not a Fortress Maximus or not a Metroplex, but something in the middle, okay? Where like I said, where the Stunticons can actually get the repairs done on them. So if he was bigger, he'd be totally cool. But if he's this small, what is he? A garage for micro machines? What? Can't even fit a Hot Wheels in this guy. So that's the end of this video, and thank you for watching until the end of this video. I hope I didn't throw too much shade on Greasepit here, but let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell button so you'd be notified of any future contents we put out there. In the meantime, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram as you are subscribing to us here on YouTube and other social media channels. And before we go, this is Big Joe reminding you, toys are not just cool, even though they're not. Toys are not just cool in general. Toys are not just cool. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.